Fashion, it's very important to me. My father was in fashion, and his father was in fashion, so I have an appreciation for fashion because of my lineage. My father would take me to work and show me. He worked for Hermenegildo Zegna, and he would take me to work, and he would show me the different textiles and the different textures of the suits and the ties, and show me the different qualities. And he really instilled in me the importance of quality and the importance of timelessness. And I think that that's really been something that's carried through for me, not only in fashion, but in anything artistic that I do. My preferred clothing style depends on a few things. It depends on where I am, meaning in Los Angeles, I'd probably be wearing a tank top and flip-flops, whereas here I'll be wearing boots and tights and coats. And also just, I suppose it just comes down to a feeling, you know, sometimes you want to hide, and so you don't want to stand out. Sometimes you want to stand out and wear a red dress or something. So I love that about fashion, that it's a physical expression of one's feeling. And it's the quickest way to translate that. And it's also, I always call it the revolving door. You can change the way you can change that about yourself so quickly. You know, you can hide one moment, you can stand out a next, and so I find that really interesting. A must-have in Fashion Week? For me, a must-have is comfortable shoes. I know I see people and they're like champions teetering around on their stilettos, but for me, I'm like a 3-inch, 3.5 at the most to run around in. I love Marc Cain because it's incredibly versatile. I love that there's this beautiful mix of masculinity and femininity. And for me, that's very much a part of my style. You know, there's a part of me that's a little bit boyish, but then also quite feminine at the same time. The designs are very timeless. I'm always attracted to that. And I love that you can mix and match things from the collection, you know, and that's, I think, something as a consumer and someone who's buying and purchasing clothing, important to know that you can buy a shirt that can match that skirt, but they're not exactly the same. And I think that that's really important when considering purchasing an item. I love this dress. I sat down and I said, I love this dress. I love wearing it. And I think it's important to feel really comfortable in what you're wearing. And I think that the times that I've felt regretful of wearing something, I've been kind of tugging at it and sort of felt like a 3-year-old kid, sort of not feeling comfortable in my own skin. And this is the kind of dress that you just feel good in. So I would have to say this one. Well, I was obsessed with the Nutcracker, I think, like most young girls, wanting to meet the Sugar Plum Fairy and be the Sugar Plum Fairy at some point. Alas, my ballet days were limited because I was not very good at it, and I was a little bit rebellious. I was probably about 4 or 5, and I remember being in a class with different kids, and I wanted to do what the teacher did not want me to do. And so we were always butting heads. But then I started to take it up later in life because it's actually a great form of exercise. And ballet is, they say ballet and surfing have the steepest learning curves in sports. And so I've done one, and maybe I'll do a ballet movie next. I don't know. Surfing's hard. In my handbag, oof, I mean, I'm a pretty minimal girl. It's gonna be wallet, money, credit cards, ID. I like Aquaphor. You can get it really at any pharmacy. Although over here in Europe, you probably have fancier things, but in America, it's Aquaphor. You know, I think it would have to be something in the arts because I'm just so in love with it. It would be either producing. I love to produce. I'm getting into that more and more as I have more experience in the film industry. And maybe something in fashion, and I also love taking photographs. I shoot with the Leica M9, and it's manual, and it's beautiful. And so I don't know. It'd have to be something in the arts, though, I think. I have a miniseries coming out on the BBC the end of January, early February, called SSGB. That's with Sam Riley, and it's a 5-part miniseries based on the novel. And it's essentially takes place in London in 1941 after the Battle of Britain, as if the Nazis had won. So it's essentially a Nazi-infiltrated Great Britain. And I play Barbara Barga, and she's a New York Times journalist, and she's very cool. She's a little bit of a femme fatale, and you're not quite sure kind of what side of the fence she's on. But the writers who write all of the James Bond movies adapted this, so it's got some great zingers. Oh, I've always wanted to fly. You know, whenever I have those dreams where I'm flying, I always wake up and I'm disappointed that it was a dream. So I think it would have to be to fly. That would be up there for sure. Make it great. Make it great. You always want to try and do the best at what you do, and I think that's important. You know, we have each moment, you have to keep stacking it. If you keep one moment and you make that one great, then you stack the next one, you stack the next one, then you have a well-lived life and you can look back and feel good about it.